Welcome back to English 4.0, the radio show. Let's go! Advanced. All right, welcome back to the program, ladies and gentlemen. I am here today with a very special guest. My friend Marissa is in the studio today. Marissa, how are you?
Very good, thank you.
Good, all right. Well, thanks for coming. It's a pleasure to have you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so today, class number 151. We'll begin with a little review of yesterday's material. And we were practicing with the structure to feel up to something. I feel up to going out tonight. It's like saying me apetece. I feel like doing something, to feel up to it. Do you feel up to participating in this show?
I feel up to participating in this show.
Yeah? Oh, that's good. That's good. Because if you're not up to it, you can leave. It's okay. If you're not up to it, you can go. It won't bother me.
No, I don't want to go.
Oh, okay, she wants to stay, so she's up to it. Now at home, are you up to it? Are you up to paying attention and working hard on today's program? Yes. Okay, I think they said yes at home. They're up to it. Okay. And what about you, Nacho? Are you up to recording this show? Yes, he's up to it. He's up to it. He gave me the thumbs up. He's up to it. He feels up to it today. Some days I think it's natural that we feel more up to it than other days. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, do you feel up to listening to English when you're in the car?
Yeah, I feel up to listening to English when I'm in the car.
Oh, great. Well, I'm glad. Maybe you don't. Some people don't. You know, some people don't feel up to it. But I think it's good. If you can find ways to be motivated to improve and to listen all the time, then you're going to make much more progress, right? You have to feel up to it, right? It helps. When you're completely exhausted, do you feel up to going for a run?
No, I don't feel up to going for a run.
No. When you're completely exhausted? No. Okay. Do you ever, do you do any sports, Marissa? Paddle, tennis, swimming?
Paddle maybe, or swimming too.
Do you feel up to playing paddle when it's raining outside?
No, I don't feel up to playing paddle when it's raining outside.
Okay. She doesn't feel up to it. Mm-hmm. Okay. When you're in a bad mood, do you feel up to going to a birthday party?
No, I don't feel up to going to a birthday party when I'm in a bad mood.
Okay, all right. Do you feel up to moving on and talking about something else?
Yeah, I feel up to moving on and talking about something else.
Yeah, me too. I think we've talked about this enough. I feel up to moving on because this is just a review of what the listeners practiced yesterday. We also saw yesterday a structure to regret, arrepentirse, to regret with the gerund. Do you regret coming here today?
No, I don't regret coming here today.
Okay, good. She doesn't regret coming here today. Not yet. Maybe by the end of the class, they'll say, my gosh, Kyle, I regret coming here today. I don't think so, though. Okay. And then we also have regret to infinitive, which is lamentar. I regret to I regret to inform you that you've been fired, for example, right? Okay, regret to, we say lamentar. But let's practice here. First of all, with the ing structure. So, I shouldn't have bought this pair of shoes. And you can say, you regret buying the pair of shoes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, I shouldn't have told her what I thought. So, what do I regret?
You regret telling her what you thought.
You thought, yeah. I regret telling her what I thought. I shouldn't have told her. Now I regret it. We shouldn't have spent so much money yesterday, Marissa. What can you say?
We regret we regret having spent so much money yesterday.
Yeah, we spent a fortune. Now we regret it. We regret having spent so much money. Did you do anything yesterday that you regret?
I don't remember anything.
No,
right
you
now.
don't. Okay. I don't think I did anything yesterday that I regret doing. Not yesterday. In my life, I mean, sure, we've all done things that we regret doing, I suppose, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So regret. Now, let's use regret too. For example, tell me you've decided not to hire me. I regret to tell you.
I regret to tell you not to hire you.
Yeah, or really we should say I regret to tell you that we've decided not to hire you, right? I regret. So this is lamentar, right? Okay. What about to award us with the contract? You're not going to award us with the contract. So I regret to tell you.
That you're not going to award us with a contract.
Yeah, I regret to tell you. I'm sorry, Kyle. I regret to tell you that we're not going to award you with the contract. Okay. So, regret. Okay, well, let's move on. Let's move on into something new. How about our expression? Let's take a look at our expression of the day. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right.
Expression of the day.
All right, it is time for our expression of the day. Now, the expression of the day today is a number cruncher. Have you heard this before? A number cruncher.
No, I haven't heard.
To be
before.
a number cruncher, a number cruncher is someone who crunches numbers. Now, to crunch numbers means to make a lot of calculations. So if you're an accountant, you have to crunch numbers. And you deal with a lot of numbers in your job, don't you, Marisa?
Well, sometimes I do.
So do you have to crunch numbers?
Yeah, sometimes I have to crunch numbers.
Do you consider yourself a number cruncher?
No, I don't consider myself a number cruncher.
Ask me if I consider myself a number cruncher.
Do you consider yourself a number cruncher?
No, I don't consider myself a number cruncher. In school, I had to crunch numbers, but I don't crunch numbers anymore. I don't consider myself a number cruncher. So someone who does a lot of math, a lot of calculations. No, I don't really consider myself to be a number cruncher, no. Well, I think it's time to move on. Do you think it's time to move on?
Yeah, it is.
Because, she's right, it is. It is time to move on. And ironically enough, the structure that we're looking at now is to move on. So we will now move on to talk about move on. Progresar. Avanzar, right? To move on. But it can mean to avanzar, to move on to another topic, but also to move on like from a bad situation, for example. If someone breaks up, is it difficult to move on sometimes when you go through a breakup? Is it tough to move on sometimes?
Yeah, it is.
It is. It's tough to move on. Yeah. I've gone through breakups before, and it's always tough to move on. But you just have to, I don't know, you just have to stay focused, I guess. And you have to think, you have to be optimistic, right?
Yeah, right.
Yesterday, in another class, we were talking about the structure to be optimistic, pessimistic, realistic. And I think you just have to be optimistic if you want to move on, don't you think?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. So do you have any advice for people out there trying to move on, Marisa? Any words of inspiration for them?
He has to be optimistic.
Just be optimistic. So remember, you have to see the glass as being half full.
Yeah.
Would you say? All right. Okay. In my case, the Coca-Cola can, I think it's half full. I'm not sure how much is left, but I'm going to see it as half full because I'm an optimistic guy, I think. All right. So to move on. So give me an affirmative answer. Did she manage to move on?
Yes, she did.
Yes, she did. So yes, she managed to...
Yeah, she managed to move on.
Okay. Did they move on to the next issue?
Yes, they moved on to the next issue.
Okay. Did they settle everything before moving on.
Yes, they settled everything before moving on.
Good. Was it easy for her to move on? I don't know. Was it easy for her to move on? Her being anyone you can think of. Was it easy for her to move on?
No, it wasn't easy for her to move on.
No, it wasn't easy for her to move on. It depends what her problem was, what the situation was, I suppose. But did they move on after receiving the bad news?
Yeah, they moved on after receiving the bad news.
Yes, after receiving. Yes, after. So remember, we say after, followed by the gerund, right? After receiving. They moved on after receiving the bad news. Okay. Well, Marissa, I think it's time to move on. Do you think it's time to move on again?
Yeah, I think it's time to move on.
Okay. Let's move on again and now to the vocabulary of the day.
Vocabulary of the day.
All right, it's time for our vocabulary of the day, our 5 words of vocabulary. The first word today, aplazar. Aplazar. In terms of time, how do we say that?
Put off.
To put off. Nice. Phrasal verb. To put off. We'll do it tomorrow. We'll just put it off. Do you often put things off, Marissa?
No, I don't put off things often.
Do you try to do them right away?
Yeah, I try to do them right away.
Someone who what do you call someone who always puts things off?
A lazy person.
Well, a lazy person. We have the verb we have the verb to procrastinate. Do you know that verb? To procrastinate. It's essentially to put something off. Have you heard that verb before?
Yeah, I've heard it.
To procrastinate. And so someone who procrastinates is a
Procrastinator.
procrastinator. So you're not a procrastinator.
No, I'm not a procrastinator.
Okay. I'm not really, I don't think I'm a procrastinator. Maybe a little bit, but not too much. So to put off, we have the verb to procrastinate as well. Bien hecho. How do you like your steak? Oh, I'll take it.
Well done.
Well done. Well done. Bien hecho. Well done. Well done. Yes. Barco de vela. Barco de vela. It's a boat, but what kind of boat? I don't know. At home, do you know this one? Sailboat. Sailboat. Have you ever been in a sailboat?
No, I've never been in a sailboat.
Would you like to go out in a sailboat?
Yeah, I would like to be in a sailboat.
I've been I've been in a few sailboats. In Canada, I went into a regatta once. It was funny because I didn't really know how to sail, which is a terrible problem if you're in a regatta, because I was with some friends, well, my girlfriend at the time, and they had a sailing club, and they tried to teach me in one afternoon how to sail a little individual boat. It was called a laser. This little like a mini sailboat. And they taught me in about 2 hours. And then they said, okay, there's going to be a regatta, you know? So everyone was competing, and I ended up competing. They went down the lake and back, and by the time everyone else had finished, I was halfway down the lake, and I had tipped over the boat, and I had fallen into the water. And they were passing me, coming back the other way, saying, Kyle, are you okay? Are you drowning? And I was, I'm all right. And so I'm not a good sailor. But it was a sailboat. Sailboat. Barco de vela. Sailboat. And they have that strategy for sailing back against the wind. Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you know what I'm talking about? They call it tacking, to tack, which is to sail against the wind. So if we have any avid sailors listening today, they might want to know that word, to tack. It's when you sail against the wind. How do you say sospechar algo?
Suspect.
To suspect something. And we have an expression which is to smell a rat. We say, have you ever heard that expression?
No,
I think I smell a rat. Now, it doesn't mean I actually smell a rat. It means I suspect that there's some questionable behavior. To smell a rat. Okay. Coetáneos. How do we say that in English? coetáneos. Estoy aquí con mis coetáneos.
I don't know the word.
Peers. My
Okay.
peers. We're all equal. We're all the same here. My peers. P-E-E-R-S. Peers. Do you like your peers?
Yeah, like my peers.
Oh, that's good. It's good to like your peers. I like my peers, my work colleagues, and my the people that I surround myself with, right? I think it's important. If you want to be happy, you have to get along with your peers. Don't you think that's important?
Yeah, that's very important.
All right. Okay. Good. All right. I want to move on now. We only have about 2 minutes. We're running out of time. But I want to move on and try our translation list.
Translation.
All right, it is time for our translation list. We'll do what we can with this one, Marisa. We'll do what we can. Number 1. Quiero una propuesta por escrito. How would you say that?
I want a proposal in writing.
I want a proposal in writing. Now, if it's in writing, then you could also say, I want a
Written proposal.
written proposal. Exactly. I want a written proposal. Number 2. Vaya al grano.
Get to the point.
Get to the point. Get to the point. We have an expression. We can say, stop beating around the bush. To beat around the bush means to do all sorts of other related things, but really you're avoiding the main point. So if someone says, what's the problem? We have a meeting, and there's going to be some bad news. But I don't really want to tell everyone right away, so I start saying, well, so how's everyone today? Are you doing all right? And then someone says, stop beating around the bush, right? Stop beating around the bush. Get to the point. Vaya al grano. Get to the point. Okay, number 3. Esto es el meollo de la cuestión. Ooh,
It boils down to it.
sorry?
It boils down to it.
It boils down. Okay, but esto es, but even more of an exact translation. But it's true. It all boils down to this because this is the corazón. we
The
say.
core?
Or the heart of the matter. This is the heart of the matter, we could say. But yeah, the core of the matter is good as well. Yeah, this is the core of the matter. Yeah. Can you repeat that one more time?
This is the heart of the matter.
The heart of the matter. Sure, the heart of the matter, the core of the matter. Hagamos un trato.
Let's make a deal.
Let's make a deal. Let's make a deal. Let's make a deal, Marisa. Will you come back tomorrow?
Well, maybe not tomorrow.
Maybe not tomorrow, but will you come back tomorrow?
Yeah, well,
Oh, good. Well, hopefully. I'll see if I can convince you to come back tomorrow because we're out of time. We're out of time, Marisa, but we'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. And we'll finish all this list and so much more. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.